Upon arriving back in Dragon's Rest, our party found themselves with little time to unwind. Between the chaos of King Bahoom's violent episode, their longtime companion Denier fleeing the city, rumors of a monster hunting Xander Crowley's livestock, and ever-boldening criminal underworld, all this while trying to clear their own names for crimes they didn't fully commit. The stress became too much to bear, as maybe a little more information than should have been given was leaked out during an interview with Horatian Tia. Further, the realization that several of Kench's men saw Captain Wallace, their only witness against Kench, as their prisoner, has left the captain in a bit of a bind. With not much else to do but wait for news, T-Wig left for the produce fields to nurture the land, as Asmo convinced Wolfgang to assist him with Flix's delivery mission. Heading into the sewers, they reached the meeting point and came face to face with a plague mask-wearing man.
You are late. You shall pay for this dearly.
His words sort of hang in the air as everybody sort of sits there uncomfortably, and he just sort of wheezes into his mask.
Asmo's just putting his hand on her shoulder and go like, Hey, that's our fault. We got lost kind of along the way. Really dank down here. The important thing is we're here.
The eyes sort of shift to you. You notice that the silver-haired shadow of the Deadeyes in the back, whom you're relatively acquainted with, is kind of nonplussed by the situation, just balancing a sigh on the tip of her fingers and then gingerly juggling them between her digits as she's really only there to, act as muscle if need be. Mm-hmm. But the man in the mask's attention shifts to you, and how are you dressed right now?
So he's dressed in his usual black garb.
No hood, nothing?
That's what he's got his hood up.
Okay.
Furthermore, I thought we agreed to meet alone.
She looks up and gives a bit. Flix looks up and gives a bit of a scoff. Then how do you explain that?
I find you untrustworthy.
Oh, look at that. So do I.
Asmo just kind of puts up his hand. You're supposed to meet alone, then why? Asmo just kind of points with 3 fingers at the 3 behind him. Not to be rude, it's just...
You speak much for one who is uninvolved.
Hey, I'm just supposed to make sure she stays nice and safe.
Do I recognize you from somewhere?
He says, kind of cocking his head to the side, and...
If you did, I'd be bad at my job.
And at this point, the silver-haired lady in the background kind of looks at you. Come to think of it, you do seem kind of familiar.
Dang, you must have dated someone truly awful at some point then.
I'm going to give each of them a quick knowledge check here. The man in the plague mask turns back to Flix, but the shadow in the back is eyeing you very inquisitively right now, just like very curious about you. She's like, she's seen you before, but she can't quite put her finger on it.
Okay.
So Flix... Anyway, as much as I'd love to talk about my new partner here, perhaps we could get down to business. I believe we agreed 5,000 gold for the delivery, and I brought it here with me.
You brought it late.
Yes, I did. And there was trouble on the road, and I'm sorry for that. But if you want what I brought, you have to pay me. Just gonna roll a quick persuasion check here. He seems irritated by this.
I refuse to give the full amount.
You see, that's your problem, Fume. You don't like working with people, and people don't like working with you, you creepy fuck.
What did she call him? Hume?
Wait, are you asked about the nickname or the fact that she called him a creepy fuck?
The first nickname.
Fume.
Fume. Okay. Sorry. When I hear a name, I'm like, ew, get that.
So, the way I see it, you have a few options. You can undercut me here and now, and I can be on my merry way. Maybe stop at a few shops, be on my way home. Or, you can give me the full amount, and maybe, just maybe, I might deliver to you again. How's that sound? The silver-haired woman steps forward. Now, I've definitely seen you before. And she walks up to Fume and kind of whispers in his ear.
You bring with you someone close to the dragons, it seems.
Are you talking about the ones who they destroyed their own palace yesterday?
You were one of the ones who was celebrated not 2 months ago, were you? There aren't many of your scale around here. I've only seen one other, and you are not him.
Asmo, a little eye twitch. Hey, the fact that I got them to put a little medal on my chest was pretty hilarious when all I did was kill a couple guys.
You are an agent of the Crown, and you brought them to our meeting point.
You cut out there, Nick. Could you repeat that real fast?
You are an agent of the Crown.
And he points to Flix.
And you brought him into our sanctum.
You can feel tensions begin to rise as the two guards in the back, the two kind of like fully cloaked assassins.
Asmo pulls down, grabs his collar and pulls down his shirt to reveal the brand. I'm no agent of the dragons. I am branded by something far more powerful. Do not insult me to assume just that.
So you just showed the Deadeye Solomon's brand?
Yeah. Yep.
That is a 19 to hit as a sigh gets driven straight into the center of that mark. Roll initiative.
Damn it! Oh, I didn't think that was gonna... All right.
Deadeyes hate Solomon.
Yeah, Solomon is actively hunting them.
Man, I thought that was gonna intimidate them to not do anything in this moment and think more about it.
They are
Damn
not
it!
happy. Right.
19.
Let's go with... Actually, here's an oldie.
18.
Meanwhile, Asmo, with that sigh in your chest, you take...
It's really loud, dude.
It's not that loud on my end. And
You can edit the you can change the volume on your end.
yeah, you're gonna have to, or else I can't hear it in the VOD.
It's the cog.
Yeah, no worries. I'll find that real fast here in settings. Sorry.
All right. Meanwhile, you take 10 piercing damage.
One sec. I can't.
Cog in the top right.
Or you can just
There we go.
to,
I got it. I found it.
okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
You can take 10 piercing damage from the side that is now wedged in your torso.
Okay.
And shit is on. All right, let me get everybody else in this initiative order here. Pretty high up there. right. So, after stabbing you square in the chest, she's going to rush up to you. And throwing another sigh towards you.
Another sigh?
Yeah, she had another one in her other hand. And that is a 18 to hit. Does that hit you?
That's my exact armor class.
All right. That is 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
Follows up with a... she attempts to kick you, but as you are now on the defensive, you duck back and dodge away from the kick. As she reaches up and pulls the other sigh out of your chest and spins them in her hands and takes up basically a eccentric fighting stance. And now it is your turn, Asmo.
Okay. Oh, man. Can I fight but say something?
Talking's a free action.
The free action?
I'll forgive that, but understand that I'm not here to kill, I'm here to talk. Simple trading of information should be everything that a person wants. And to prove that I want that, I will not pick out my blades.
And Asmo looks right at the guy, the man with the smoker voice.
So you're basically saying you're not going to fight?
More or less, I'm going to give them an opportunity. I'm trying to tell them, hey, I'm here. I actually would like to speak to you, not fight you. I'm not here to fight. I'm a branded man. This is where we can talk. Clearly, I wouldn't put myself out there unless there was a reason.
All right. Roll persuasion with advantage.
11. That blows.
Holy shit. Okay. The silver-haired woman kind of like looks at you and lowers her guard a little. Meanwhile, the two guys in the back are like really up in arms, and this man that you know as Fume right now is still like just kind of standing as if like nothing has happened. And she begins to put away her blades and step back.
Asmo's just breathing heavily because he just got stabbed in the chest.
What sort of information? She says, eyeing you.
Well, let's just say, well, we could discuss that at a different time possibly, but know that this brand was not acquired willingly or with any pride. This brand was given as a curse.
She just kind of like looks at you. Go ahead and make another persuasion check with that real quick.
Thank you. 22.
You still beat her. By the way, that last one she did was a natural 1.
Oh, blood. Like I'm doing, you know that one thing where the guy drags his hands down his face? I'm doing that right now.
She nods and flicks a red vial towards you.
Can Asmo really carefully catch it without looking at it?
Roll dexterity for cool.
Okay. 19.
Yes.
I pop that.
Yeah, you catch it side hand.
I pop that.
And you drink it. You heal 2d4 plus 4.
Oh, wow. Okay. 2d4 plus 4. Thank you.
Are you done?
For now. Yeah. And she
For
steps
now.
back to the line.
Asmo just puts his hands behind. Asmo crosses his arms like Kevin Nash, trying to cover up the blood.
No. I do not trust what is going on here. You cannot possibly expect me to pay full price. 3,000.
They're dueling with nat 20s right now.
Oh, this is good.
Again, I tell you, I understand not wanting to take full price here. But I'm the only one that's willing to work with you, so there's gonna need to be some goodwill. Besides, this prick here, he ain't working with the dragons. He was one of the right shits that shafted the big one.
Asmo does a playful little smirk, like.
4,500. The 500 is for wasting my time.
Fair. And she holds out a bag, and one of the Deadeyes in the back walks forward, takes the bag, and hands her 4 bags, and then empties half the gold out of one of them, and hands her the remaining bag. And then steps back. But as he's walking past this man, Fume as he has been called.
Take it to the alchemist. Loosen his shackles by 2 millimeters as a reward.
The man nods and he starts walking off. Followed by his cohort in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Our business is done here. You may leave.
And he starts to slowly walk, and you can see that he's actually walking with the assistance of a cane. He's standing perfectly upright. He probably doesn't need the cane.
Can I insight or perception that? Does he need the cane? Does he need the cane, or is it a complete act?
Go at insight to determine whether he is acting. Perception to see if he can glean anything from his character.
12 insight. And perception. Oh my goodness, where's it? Not persuasion. There it is. Jeepers. 6. Son of a gun.
For how he is moving, he seems to be in relatively decent health. You're not entirely sure of this person's age or his build. He might not need that cane, but it's hard for you to tell. And then the remaining person in the room, the shadow, just kind of looks at you.
Asmo's going to step forward past Flix and says to Flix,
Can you wait 1 minute for me? Around the corner.
Gold to count anyway.
Okay.
She says as she's like looking through her bags.
Asmo walks towards her, then walks to her left and leans up against the wall like she's doing.
She hasn't taken her eyes off you while you're doing this.
Quick to jump on someone before you even know what's going on, huh?
Let's just say I have my orders.
Oh.
And that isn't a particularly good sign to be showing around these parts. Especially not to people like me. We've had issues with people bearing that mark.
Were they alive or dead?
I'll say this, you're the first one that doesn't have knife ears.
Yeah. That is very, very true. He's very powerful.
I've only heard.
Oh, I've seen it. And not only is he powerful, his attitude is of one of boredom, which is terrible. Everything else is boring to him. Chaos seems to be his favorite thing, and he takes things personally. He shouldn't. Very much like the attempt on his life by you guys. So much so is that he brands someone who isn't a knife ear just to get information about him. So, I would make this really clear to you. The last thing I want on my chest is this brand. Knowing that this incredibly powerful being has even a little bit of sway over me. Hurts the soul. Hurts the very... Oh, hurts me deep down inside. The reason why I show you this, and the reason why you know about it now, is because now you know, and you're gonna tell someone else, your higher up, and he'll talk to his other higher ups about what to do about this. The fact that I just told you, though, should at least be somewhat curious to you.
It is.
No doubt.
And I'm going to be passing on this information. Although, answer me this.
Okay.
Rumor among my ranks have it that a certain Snake Man has been hunting our people. Would that be you?
If they were your people, how'd they get caught?
They aren't all as skilled as I am.
I think I've bumped into a deadeye or two along the way. As for hunting, not directly. Some of your guys have just bumbled in my way when I've been doing different jobs for different folks.
I'll take you at that word for now, but my master is much more discerning than I am.
That's why he's in charge. One
That's
would
why
assume.
he's alive.
Yeah, well, that makes one of the two of them. You want to know something really interesting about him? The man who branded me.
Shoot.
He forced me to kill a man. Or he'd just kill me flat out. So flippantly. Like he was asking for an extra beer. And my reward was this. It's one of the scariest kind of people out there. A man who says he doesn't care about anything. But that's all he can do, is care.
I think I know the type of person you're talking about.
No.
Either way, I have a schedule to keep.
Oh, no doubt. A beautiful lady like you must be so busy.
She smiles and gives you a wink. I swear we've met before. Something about the way you talk and hold yourself.
No, if you met me before, you'd 100% remember me.
And Asmo winks back and starts walking away.
She walks away too. And as soon as she goes around the corner, she's like invisible.
Did
You
they
done here?
You stiff you on the money?
Only a little. She pulls out 450 gold and hands it to you. 10%.
Thank you.
I'll have to add that to my 320. 450 plus 320 is 770.
Puts the remaining bags in what appears to be a bag of holding. All right, we're done here.
All right.
Asmo, as you're leaving, I want you to make a quick perception check.
Oh, yes. I'm more than happy to. Natural 1. Perfect.
You see jack shit. There's a couple of rats humping in a pipe.
Man, that one's just going to town on the other one.
Really is.
Fucking like he's going to war.
And Asmo keeps walking.
Yep. Wolfgang, you're entirely abreast of the situation, minus maybe parts of Asmo's conversation, as you were a bit far away to hear everything. Unless you want to give me a perception check, in which case you can be totally aware of everything that was going on.
Might as well. 9.
You caught bits and pieces. You can choose which bits and pieces. None of it's off limits.
Okay.
Don't forget to split it with your friend, by the way. Thanks for the backup. She starts kind of merrily skipping her way out of the sewers and leads you guys back out the way you came.
Sounds like you didn't exactly need it.
Well, that's the thing. You see, you never know when you're going to need it. T-Wig, it's starting to get early in the evening out where you're at, just kind of meditating around the cornfields.
I keep my hand hard pressed to the ground.
You can feel the druidic nurturing energy flowing in, slowly but surely, flooding this area with very high mineral dirt, and you can tell that this is working, that everything is going well, and that this corn is going to be some of the best damn corn that this fertile soil has ever grown. And it's going to grow even better.
Nice. You guys are going to be so tall and double stocked, it's going to be great.
You can almost hear them in the back of their mind going, "Hell yeah!" and like slapping leaves together. But you think that might just be your imagination. Might. The night seems to wear on. It goes probably about like 5 hours in. It goes like that for you, who's used to just being conscious and out there forever. Sometimes you glance up and look at the stars. It's a very pretty night, cloudless. You can see a lot of the stars in the sky. You see a couple of bats flying by every now and again. But with your passive perception, you start to hear a zzz as a bee flies down and starts buzzing in your face.
No.
I lift my hand off immediately.
So yeah, the bee has now landed on your helmet. It's just kind of buzzing on your nose.
I will cast Speak with Animals.
I have returned my queen. There is trouble.
Define trouble right now.
The man, he is harmed.
By who?
Himself.
By himself?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a horse anywhere nearby me? I'm gonna look for a horse.
Perception.
Okay.
You are on farmland, so...
12.
You find a mule.
I run up to the mule. I still have Speak with Animal casted.
Hi!
Hey, you!
Hi!
I need your help, please.
I'm tired.
Please, I need your help. I promise you'll be rightfully rewarded, please.
Seems pretty stubborn. You might need to persuade him.
Fuck, what do I have? Haha, I'm in a druid craft. A honeysuckle. A flower.
Oh, that looks good.
Sugary and sweet, I'll give you 5 of them if you give me a ride. I promise.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna get on the back of this mule and I'm gonna start running as fast as I can.
Clop, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop. This is slightly slower than a horse, but at full gallop as you're feeding it honeysuckles, it gets the job done. It gets you back into the, it gets you back to the capital probably about an hour and a half later.
I am gonna cast one more spell.
Okay.
If I'm allowed to ritual cast it on the back of the mule, if that's possible.
Might require a concentration check depending on what it is.
It is Animal Messenger.
What level is that?
It's a level 2 spell.
I'll say you can probably ritual cast that easy enough.
Alright. I'm gonna have one of my bees. Oh,
My queen.
I'm gonna have one of the bees go to Wolfgang, and have the bee deliver a message that something is wrong with Wallace, and I'm going to the palace to go check on him.
It does say you must specify a location in this spell.
I'm gonna say Wolfgang's house then.
Okay. So it's going to start buzzing over to Wolfgang's place. Yeah, as you begin galloping full mule trot back towards the palace.
Okay.
And yeah, at about this point, you guys have wandered your way out of the sewers and have made it back up. It's still very early in the evening. It's dusk. The sun's gone down by the time you guys get back up. And you are back in the town. Well, boys, it's been nice working with you, but feel like I'm gonna get some sleep. Maybe do a little shopping in the morning, maybe get a bite to eat, and head on home.
Oh, it was
Fair
good
enough.
meeting you.
Nice to meet you too. If you're back in the, back my way, feel free to hit me up.
Alrighty. Thank you so much.
Asmo just kind of nods his head.
Best of luck clearing your names, boys.
We'll need it.
And she starts marching off on her own, doing kind of a little, stubby-legged, march as she goes along.
Asmo starts patting his chest.
Son of a... I
Yeah,
could have gotten
the
better.
wound with the potion, it mostly healed up, but it's definitely tender.
Ugh.
Seems
Could've
like the
gotten better.
Deadites didn't like that.
Oh, no, now they know. Now they know. They can know of a branded guy who isn't, as they said, a knife ear. So that's good.
Just interesting then. Solomon's people and the Deadites seem to be at each other's throats.
Oh, it's because one of the Deadites tried to kill Solomon. I could have sworn I told you that.
Above game, I don't know if I told you that.
Above game, what you remember is him saying that he just has a real issue with one of them. And yeah, they did make a small attempt on his life, but it went nowhere. Basically, he said that one of them betrayed him.
That's interesting.
No, it is. So now they've got eyes on me right this second, probably. I'm gonna be watching everything I do for the next couple of days. So this is the part where I want to leave town for a bit. Besides, gotta wait to see that worm its way through the ranks or what have you. Besides, I agreed with helping out Hackless with that one gig. Besides, jumping into an ancient tomb be a bit of a change of pace for us. Kind of sick of politics right now, anyways.
Probably.
By the way, where the hell is T-Wig?
That's what,
That's a good question. T-Wig said they were going to do some druid stuff at
Druid
one of
things.
Just
One of-
druid stuff.
one of Crowley's farms.
Well,
Figured they'd be
I'm
back
like a
by now.
180 from what we're doing.
Figured they'd be back by now.
we're saying this while we're walking. Asmo just. Asmo
Where,
just turns.
where are you headed, by the way, Asmo? Are you heading back?
Oh, I'm heading to Wolfgang's house.
Okay.
Asmo's like,
By the way, thanks for shadowing tonight.
Yeah. Not
You
entirely comfortable with the idea still.
I was okay, you technically didn't break any laws. You're a well-behaved young man. You're an upstanding citizen.
You said you think the Deadites are watching you?
Oh, fuck yeah, they are. Are you kidding me? They're probably on high alert for anything regarding Solomon. And they just went to a deal with a man who's branded by Solomon who revealed himself willingly.
Well, then, no offense, but you're not staying at my house tonight.
But it's so nice there. Fine, I won't stay there.
Asmo, I don't think I ever told you this.
Let me off?
My grandfather was assassinated. Or was it great-grandfather?
It was your grandfather.
My grandfather was assassinated. The way I was told, it was one strike.
Straight across the eyes.
Straight across the ice.
Hell of a time to tell me.
The dead ice.
Asmo just kind of stops in his. Asmo stops in his tracks. Essentially, I'm guessing.
At some point in the distant past, the dead eyes were contracted. Killed my grandfather.
That's their big thing. For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
Thing is, this was at the Connolly estate, right?
Yep, in his office.
Thing is, was this house.
Says pointing off towards the row of noble houses, one of which you know is his.
They've been there before. They can get in somehow. I can't risk that.
Get in through most things. They're world-class assassins. But fine. No, I won't stay at your place. I respect your reasons. I'll go find a place to stay at tonight. And I'll swing by your place tomorrow morning.
Sounds fair.
You
I
do
talked
still
to
have
T-Wig.
you do still have the key to your flat if you do decide to stay there.
That place is so booby-trapped.
You haven't been back since being here.
No, Asmo booby-trapped it.
Ah, well, there you go.
Asmo really, he Home Alone the shit out of that place.
As this is the
Paint
first time
cans on
hearing
string.
about it,
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm fucking. There are cars all over below the stairs. Like it's.
Paint cans everywhere, which really sucks because a lot of people live there.
The thing is, once they grab onto the handle, it's gonna get really hot. It's gonna hurt their hand, and they won't be able to let go because they're like, oh my god, I'm shocked how hot it is. Anyways, Asmo's like, I'll go home, but you don't hear from me in the morning. It's either good or bad, depending.
yeah. Asmo just kind of winces because he, bit of a gamble he's taking right now.
Fair enough. Well, I wish you the best.
Oh, even after tonight, I appreciate that. Have a good night, Mr. Connolly.
Asmo says, like, kind of walking away and throwing his hand up in the air as like a over-the-shoulder goodbye.
As
It was-
begins. Sorry.
I was just saying it to him.
Yeah. Asmo begins wandering back to wherever he's going to be staying for the evening, and as you approach your home, you're accosted by a bee. Starts flying at you from the garden.
Okay, kill it.
Fucking.
Flies up and starts buzzing around you, and then you hear T-Wig's voice ring out from it, and feel free to deliver your message, T-Wig.
Wolfgang, Wallace is in trouble. I'm on my way to help him immediately to the palace.
Fucking good shit again. Oh, damn it. Wolfgang just opens the door to his house real quick, tosses his cloak to the side, tosses his eye patch away.
Welcome
I'll be
home,
back.
Master Slam. Okay.
Tomas, I'll be back. Something else is happening.
It always is, sir. Blam.
And I'm going to take off towards the palace.
Asmo, as you're beginning to walk back towards your place, you start hearing the clip-clops and the hawing of a donkey, which is gathering a bit of attention for the people that are still out at this time.
Do I roll a perception to look to see what he's hearing?
It's pretty evident as you look over it. You see what seems to be your friend T-Wig riding a mule. as he's galloping full sprint across the streets of Dragon's Rest up towards the palace.
Just runs past.
Yeah, T-Wig, you'd see Asmo as you're going past because you have very high passive perception.
What's going on?
I'm focusing on my goal. I'm kind of hyper-focused at this point. I'm gonna keep going.
Man, no one tells me anything.
Asmo's actually going to instead actually head to Garrick's. Because Asmo's worried because he didn't see Garrick.
It's just like, man, fuck this. Just head back.
That's fair.
Am I chocolate? Fine, fuck it. All right, I'm gonna... Fine.
My idea.
Hi! Oh, hey, T-Wig, do you want to hang out? No text back. Oh, shit.
Read at 3:45 p.m.
Yeah, scene.
Oh, no! T-Wig's seen Asmo.
So yeah, you start heading off towards the dwarf town. Meanwhile, Wolfgang, as you're starting to head up to the palace, you hear behind you the clip-clopping of donkey hooves as this thing is like braying like mad, as it is like super out of breath and chewing on a honeysuckle. Oh!
What the... T-Wig, what's
just
happening?
Keep it up. Wallace is in trouble!
As I run by.
All right, you guys start booking it, and you are stopped at the gates of the palace by a guard. This is not Yorick, but another pair of guards sitting here at the palace gates.
Whoa.
You catch up a little after this, Wolfgang.
State your business. What seems to... Is that a mule?
Yes, it is.
It's just chewing on delicious honeysuckle.
I dismount, not gracefully, because I've never ridden on a mule before.
Dexterity, roll for style.
Oh, great. I think plus nothing, because good.
Roll one.
3!
Yeah, you kind of clomp down onto one knee, but you get back up and brush yourself off in a bit of a hurry.
I need inside the palace right now.
Well, hold up.
Oh, what the...
A friend of mine is in trouble, please.
A friend of yours in the palace is in trouble.
Yes.
There's a political prisoner.
Political prisoner?
T-Wig, what the hell's going on?
A bee warned me that Wallace is in trouble. He's hurt himself.
Oh, there's some druid.
I think your friend might have had a little much to drink, sir.
Oh no. Where are your dungeons at?
Do you want them to sleep it off because the constabulatory has a better holding cell? Like, you don't...
Like, he seems genuinely confused as to what he's hearing from you right now.
I don't think you understand. A political prisoner might have committed suicide.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
19.
Is that what that commotion was? Wait, how would you even know?
I have my
T-Wig?
ways. I speak with the bees.
Druid.
Druid, yeah. With bees
I just point at T-Wig, just fucking exhausted.
I'll cast Druidcraft to prove and hand off the honeysuckle to the mule.
Just kind of like sticks out its aggressively long tongue and starts trying to pull it in towards its mouth.
I let it go. I give it to him.
It's just chewing very happily. Like its eyes are kind of rolling in the back of its head, kind of happy. Meanwhile, this guard seems a bit convinced about what you're talking about, but he looks around.
Hey! Come here!
And he waves somebody that's kind of a street guard that's walking by.
I need you to watch this gate. I need to escort these people up to the inner gate.
The younger, he almost looks kind of like a squire-ish type age boy. He's like,
Are you sure, sir? Yes, I'll be back in 1 minute. If anything goes wrong, you are so done here.
Oh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
he stands at attention, rigid backed, head on a swivel.
All right, come with me.
And this probably middle-aged man who clearly He cares about his job, but right now he's very confused and just wants to pass you off onto the next person. You wander up the stairs leading up towards the gates of the palace itself, where you find 2 guards.
What's the trouble here? These 2 claim that a political prisoner is in danger.
How would they have known? They, like, one says to the other.
So it's true?
Yes.
Everything's been taken care of.
Where is he? Where is he?
What do you mean by taken care of?
He tried to kill himself. But we found him in time, and we have restrained and resuscitated him.
Please take me to him, please.
I'm afraid I can't.
He looks at you very sternly.
I look to Wolfgang.
You know I can't.
I just look at the guard. This man is a witness to a lot of misdeed. You need to take care of him.
He is being taken care of.
He needs
As
to be
we
watched.
speak, he is being tended to. He has been restrained. He will not be able to cause himself more harm. But you are not allowed to see him under the current circumstances.
That's fair. When will we be able to see him?
That's not an answer I can give you.
At least he's alive.
Rest assured, the prisoner shall be taken care of. He will be in good health. And he will give testimony.
Insight.
Go for it.
Fuck, 7.
Ah, dang.
21 on the other side, that hurts.
This man is a stone wall, and he's... Yeah. The most information that you can glean from this man with that is that he is simply doing his job, and he is not supposed to allow you or anyone through right now. He and his other guard are kind of crossing their spears across the doorway right now.
Suppose we'll get out of your hair then.
Wolfgang.
There's nothing we can do to you.
There is...
You can... Did the bee thing. Him.
It's not the same, though.
Please
Wolfgang.
move along.
I'll move aside. I'll just back away from the guards.
Escort them back down to the exit.
And the guard that you walked up there with just kind of motions for you.
Come along.
All right, I'll follow the guards.
All right, the guard takes you back down, and he relieves the young boy who's still very excited.
All right, back. On your way with you.
Yes, sir! He just kind of like, with a bit of a skip to his step, kind of like walks out.
I remember being that young.
He looks back and realizes you two are still there.
Anything else I can do for you this evening?
No.
That's it.
All right. Well, have a good night.
We'll try.
Starts picking at his fingernails.
Wolfgang walks home.
Wolfgang. We were meant to feel pain. But we're not meant to feel it alone. I need to go there.
I know how you feel. I want Wallace to be safe too. I want his family to be safe. But we go breaking rules left and right. More is going to be at stake than just Wallace.
I don't
got a
get
family to
this.
think.
I don't understand these rules though.
Well, they're stupid. I don't like them either. But
I could sneak in. I could try.
I really advise against that, T-Wig. We're in hot water right now. All of us are. If you get caught trying to sneak in to the dungeons, it won't be over just for you. Talos and Timry will probably go out of business because they made. They'll get blamed for your action. We just have to trust the guards for right now.
I can't speak with animal on my bees.
They are just chatting up a storm, talking about how great it is to make honey, how much they love their queen,
Awesome.
Throwing up.
Good.
how great it is to have a sword that they could use once and then they die.
It's definitely a design flaw.
A little bit, but they don't dwell on that too much. They go back to talking about honey and flowers and shit.
Hey, one of you guys.
Yeah, zzz, flies out of your eye hole. Psst, yes, my queen.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. Just having a party down there.
Can I harvest some of the honey when you guys are done?
Absolutely.
Awesome, cool. I need a favor.
Yes,
Again.
my queen. Anything.
You remember the man I told you to warn me about if he was hurt?
His bee eyes kind of glance around.
Oh, yes. You mean like Daryl. Daryl. He was the one. Yes, he spoke of this.
Yeah, congratulations to Daryl, by the way. I need you to do a job similar to his. If you would not mind staying with that man once more, and warn me if anything happens to him if he gets hurt again.
I will do my best to find him.
Okay.
Glory to the hive.
Glory to the hive.
I turn to the mule.
Hey,
Oh, these flowers are so good.
here, let's give you a safe place to go.
Okay.
Follow me.
Oh. Starts trotting sleepily behind you.
I'm gonna cast one more spell. Another animal messenger spell.
All right.
I'm gonna send a bird, if I can find a little bird somewhere.
It's night, so maybe you're gonna have to do a survival check to see if you can find a nest.
Okay. 25.
Holy
Easy
shit.
enough. You find one just kind of sitting in a tree in the middle of, kind of at the edge of one of the streets.
Okay.
You find a sleeping bird sitting in a nest.
Okay, I'm gonna tell the bird.
I need you to go to the Crowley Farms house.
I'm assuming there was like a main house there, wasn't there?
There are a couple of farmhouses down there that are worked by the, I guess, the serfs of the Crowley estates?
Actually, that guard who talked to me, wherever he putzed around, I'm gonna send the bird that way to that guard and tell the bird,
Hey, if you remember me, I was that strange person who was in the field Just tell Crowley I got like maybe 2/3 of the job done, and I also had to borrow one of his mules. The mule is fine. I'm gonna bring it back. Don't worry about it. This is T-Wig. Bye.
Okay. You send it off toward your best physical description of the guard in the best approximate area that you found him. Even though that was several hours ago, you're not sure if will still be on duty, but the bird will do its damnedest to deliver the message if that person is there. And it flies off.
I will follow Wolfgang.
All right, you follow Wolfgang, I'm assuming back to his house.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, by this point, Asmo, you have made it to the Dwarven City.
Am I at his door?
Yeah, you've made it there. You've found Garrick's apartment. And you knock at his door.
I do.
No answer.
I try and use thieves' tools to open up the door. Do you like, no, fucking, all right, fine. Do it the old-fashioned way.
All right. Do me a...
14.
You feel like you're getting something, but this isn't like... and you're not actually... You don't pick that many locks, you realize, as you're doing this. But even the ones that you have picked were a lot easier than this one. This one seems fortified. Maybe it's the fact that it's built by dwarves. Maybe it's the fact that Garrick is a little overly cautious.
Asmo kicks the door 3 times in frustration.
Give me a athletics check.
Okay. 20 soft.
You actually break the door a little bit around the handle.
Oh, shit.
Like, you can see the wood kind of starting to splinter on this oaken-hewn door.
Asmo shrugs and just shoulder bumps the door. Like, in for a penny, right?
Alright, athletics.
In for a penny. 12. Ow!
Now, you can feel the door starting to give, but it's, despite kind of splintering down where you had kicked it, it's still surprisingly sturdy. Dwarves, man.
Is there any windows on this underground house?
Yes, actually, there are. There's a front window. It looks like the curtains are kind of drawn. They're mostly opaque, but you can kind of see through them.
Can I
It's
look
dark
through them?
inside, but go ahead and give me a perception check to see if there's...
22.
As you let your eyes adjust and you kind of cup your hands around your eyes to look in, you don't see any movement, but you do see, like, your eyes start to make out his furniture, all the familiar trappings that you're used to. You can see a desk, a little candle that's not lit sitting on it, and you hear some footsteps stepping up from behind you.
What's going on here?
Oh my god, officer, thank you. My friend isn't home right
Turn
now.
around to find yourself.
I was supposed to...
Yeah, face to face with a dwarf dressed in guard garb. He's not the usual, like, their constabulatory outfit is slightly different from that of Dragon's Rest. It still has the blue hues all over it, but the plating seems to be made out of kind of a dark copper rather than silver.
A dark.
I was supposed to meet up with my friend earlier this evening and he did not arrive. I'm really worried that something might have happened to him. I was just trying to check on him and I got a little enthusiastic and frustrated. I kicked the door a little bit. Was looking in to see if he was there or if something had happened.
It's not technically a lie, so go ahead and roll persuasion.
Come on. I clicked it. 22!
Well, from these old eyes, it looks like you're trying to break and enter. But
Well, can
I believe you. I've seen
Well, how
you
about
hanging
this?
out with the dragon boy a bit.
Yes, me and him have a friend relationship.
That's what I assumed.
Is there,
Kind
you
of
have like
blinks at you.
you have like a master key for this area? Is there like a landlord?
Oh, the landlord, he be living down that way. You could check their house down there, see if they're still up at this ungodly hour.
Did you see him this evening? Around the time of...
I insert the time.
Mr. Brightscale. I was just getting on my shift when he was heading out. Told me he had some plans. Said he wanted
he
to
left.
stop by his, forge for a bit.
His forge. Where is that?
It's just down that way. He acquired it some time ago. Saved up his money so he could get a little retirement nest going, I think. It does pretty good business.
I should really... think it's just right down that way, right there. Thank you.
Aye, you can't miss it. Not sure if the,
What's your
Blazers
name?
will be on this late.
What is your name, officer, by the way?
Name's Torg. Officer Torg
Thank you very much,
Bristle-
Officer Tor.
Beard. There we go.
Okay. There it is. There's the dwarf part. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day, sir.
Aye, have a good one, lad. Oh! I'm afraid, you're probably gonna have to pay for that door, though. I'll let you work it out with your friend, though.
Oh,
Brightscale will probably give you a talking to.
Oh, he will. He likes to, demand things of me.
Aye. Kind of gives you a cocked eyebrow and keeps walking away.
What's that supposed to mean? What fucking go move?
Asmo heads in the direction he was pointed in.
You head back that way. You didn't ask the name of the forge, but
Son of a bitch. I just thought it was called Forge.
you're in a dwarven city. There's probably going to be a
shit.
few forges. But give me a survival check, which I'm going to count as kind of like a streetwise looking thing.
Perception?
Yes. Well, no, survival.
Oh, okay. That's way better. 18.
Funnily enough, yeah, it was better, even though it's a 1 rather than a +4. You look around, and you do happen to find Bright Forge Scale, or Bright Scale Forge.
Right, scale forge. Alrighty.
Asmo heads in.
You see that it's relatively dark. Looks like the forge is off for the night. You do hear some tinking with metal on the inside, though. It's the front door's locked, but you can still knock. And there's a slatted window in front that you could look through, and it's a little dark. You can see what seems to be some candlelight emanating from within.
Asmo G's through that crack. He looks through.
All right, go ahead and perception.
Now, come on, hope that this one's good. 12.
It's kind of hard to see through some of these slats, and it looks like the light's emanating from around a corner. There's a big, massive kind of smithy forge, like right in the middle, that looks like it's there to heat up all the metal. And it's not a small building. Looks like there's a few rooms off to the back, but you can tell that whatever's going on in there is behind this massive hearth-like forge in the center of it.
Asmo knocks the door and goes...
You hear the tinking stop for a moment. Who's there? Hear a voice calling out.
A friend of Garrick.
What you coming doing calling around this time of night?
Supposed to meet up with Garrick earlier tonight, and he didn't show. Just worried. You know, with everything going on in the city. Just want to make sure he's doing okay.
Oh, why would Master Brightscale be so, well, why would he, have issue with what's going on in the city?
He doesn't have issue in the city. It's just lots of lawlessness and everything like that. And he's a police officer, so you know how people can be. Just want to make sure he's doing okay.
Roll deception.
Okay. That is a 660, actually. That's not a 6, that's a 60. The zero is invisible.
You you can hear a shift in the steel door as a little slat, probably around your chest level, opens up, and you see two eyes with a big red monobrow peering out at you.
How do you know, Master Garrick?
You want to know a hilarious story?
Aye.
You know that mission when they were... Garrick probably talked about how he went up north and fought those zombies, right?
I heard tales or two.
Yeah, I was part of that group. No joke.
You did mention a snake man a few times.
Well, that's me. And Asmo just does the tongue.
Asmo, aye.
And you?
Broken stone knuckle.
There it is. The Stone Knuckle family, I've heard of you.
Have you now?
Above game, sure.
That's a deception.
Ah, damn it!
You know what? Actually, fine. Give me a history check.
Oh, give me a hist. Oh, thank God. Damn it, 7.
Yeah, that's a lie. Well, if you know anything about us, then you should bring a little gift.
Oh man, a gift. Ooh, I have a little. Wait, do I have a little bit of platinum? Wait, I have a little bit of platinum actually. Still, I have like a little piece of platinum from when we were off in Platinum Peak.
You've never been there.
Oh, not Platinum Peak. I mean, like oh my God. Where I was
you
tortured.
were given platinum as a reward at one point. Yes.
Yeah, so I just put a piece of take one of those pieces of platinum. Did I cross over that?
Not what I was thinking of, but I'll sure buy me enough. She pulls it out there. You see the eye slat close, and then you hear a couple as the door opens. Come on in.
Don't believe Master Garrick will be back anytime soon, but...
Actually, that's why I swung by. Where, when did he leave?
I left here some time ago. He, just wanted to stop in and check on how things were going. And, took off on a bit of an errand. Probably out seeing a few of the ladies. It's that type of night, I suppose.
No, I'm pretty sure he'd tell me that if he was doing that. Yeah, he was supposed to meet up with me. We were gonna go for drinks, actually. So, he didn't show. I'm a little bit worried.
Roll deception.
Okay. Come on. Where? I'm pressing it. There we go. 14.
He eyes you suspiciously.
There's something you're not telling me. But your business is your own, whatever it is with Master Garrick.
If you want to know what it is, when we first met, I was being thrown in jail. We have a weird relationship.
Seems you do. What were you really supposed to be doing tonight? You weren't meeting for drinks, were you?
Drinks were probably going to be involved, hopefully. The thing is, I don't want to disrespect my friend's privacy by revealing what that is. I just want to know when you last saw him. Thank you for telling me. But I'm worried because he didn't show.
Aye.
He just kind of nods at you with like a relatively suspicious look about him, but one that seems kind of knowing of you.
Well, if that's all you'll be looking for.
How long have you known Garrick for?
I've known his family for years. Did some work with his mum back in the day.
So you have some roots back in Amberglade, huh?
No. His family used to live here. Didn't he tell you?
No, actually.
Insight. I'm inciting super hard.
Go ahead.
Soft 20.
Everything he has said about Garrick's family used to live here is 100% truthful.
Oh, okay.
He never mentioned that to me. No, we met out in Amberglade, so... Do you help him with his projects he's working on? Or you just share the same space?
I like to work the forge. I run the day-to-day here. Make sure everything's moving smoothly.
Yeah, you make different kinds of artifacts, magical as well, I'm assuming.
I'm not exactly the enchanting type, but I know how to craft a metal thing or two. Weapons. Helmets.
Yeah. Masks.
You do know.
You know.
Aye. Close the door, lad.
Asmo closes it with his foot without even looking.
Is this his Alfred? I'm amazed.
Not quite.
No, this is his Morgan Freeman.
Yes, it's his Lucius Fox, basically.
Hell
Wayne,
yeah.
Mr. Wayne, I can get you a Batmobile, but would you prefer a tank that can drive on buildings?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Right.
Oh, these big hands ain't much for tinkering, but they can craft a metal horn shoe every now and again.
He was supposed to meet up with me tonight. Unfortunately, he didn't show. I'm fucking worried because what we're looking into. You know what we're looking into.
Well, the way he made it sounds like he, perhaps you didn't see him.
Yeah, but I would assume he would make himself visible after what went down tonight went down. And he didn't. That's why I'm worried.
What happened?
Well, went to a job. Met up with the,
Really quick. Based on this, insight, I can trust this guy. I want to believe I can trust this guy, but I want to be careful. What do I roll to see if this guy is...
That would be another insight to see if you can trust this guy with all this information.
It's another soft 20. Yum, yee.
This guy definitely seems in on everything, and he does not seem to be lying when it comes to his loyalties.
I met up to a job. I was doing protection, and I went to the job particularly because there was a chance the Deadeyes were there, and Lord knows they were, several of them. And
Asmo shows off the tearing part on his face, the part where he's healing up a little bit.
yeah, Barmouth, I got stabbed for my trouble, but managed to talk them down before they freaked out. However, he didn't show when I was stabbed or afterwards. So, that leads me to believe that he might not have gotten there, and that's why I'm worried.
Perhaps he gave you the faith that you could handle your situation.
I came to him specifically for backup, and he said he'd be there. Dude's a lot of things. Dishonest is not one of them.
True that.
That's my thing. With some people. Most people. Everyone but a few.
Well, suppose we'll both have some questions for him next time we see him then.
If you see him, tell him to... I don't... Asmo sits down. I'm actually really worried. I don't know what to do in this situation. The dude... Can I just stay here in case he swings by?
Hey, I don't got a problem with that.
Got like a nap area or something?
Of course I do. How long do you think this fucking thing takes to heat up?
I don't know, like it...
Takes fucking hours.
Okay, hours apparently.
Apparently,
All
every
right.
fucking morning, but can't have it burning late into the night, burning all the fuel. Fuel costs money. Broken. Can't waste all the money that we've got. I understand, but every fucking day. Whatever.
Alright. Thanks, Broken. I'm gonna just sit up here.
Yeah, he kind of points up to kind of like a loft area. There's some straw-filled pillows and shit that looks like it looks very well rested in.
Sometimes he
it's
sleeps up there during the day. Takes breaks on his shift.
Alrighty, I'm gonna crash where he sleeps then. Alright. Thank you, Just gonna pay me no mind.
You know, I hope he doesn't show up here. Anytime he shows up here at night, that means it's been a real rough one.
So, oddly enough, I don't want to see him, yet I do. So, crossing both my fingers that I'm both right and wrong for the right reasons.
Asmo just kind of drifts off to sleep, I guess.
Yeah, you drift off in the loft as you start hearing that ting, tang, tang from downstairs again after a little bit.
Alrighty.
Wolfgang, what would you like to do upon returning home? You and
Assume it's
T-Wig
pretty
are
late.
riding back.
I assume it's pretty late.
It is. There's a nightcap waiting for you on like the table. There's just like a glass. There's a glass of whiskey or brandy sitting there waiting for you with a robe.
For a second there, I thought it was going to be a hat.
Yes, a sleeping nightcap. There is a robe there though for your comfort.
All right. Wolfgang will probably put that on, grab the glass, and just sit down on the couch, taking everything in.
Yeah, the fire has gone out for the evening, but you could probably start another one if you wished. But it's you're basically just kind of sitting in a dark room. Light a few candles if you wanted, but you have night vision. It's not very low light vision anyway.
Yeah, I'll probably do it anyway. I'll probably prestidigitation, light a few candles. And I will continue studying that book.
All right. Investigation.
Six.
It has been a very long day, and this is a very dry read, and you're having a hard time staying interested, and as you're just kind of sipping mindlessly at your whiskey, you go over whole paragraphs at a time, realizing you hadn't been paying attention to a single one of them as the events of today have just kind of spiraled through your head. So you have to keep going back, and eventually you just sort of realize maybe this probably isn't going to work for tonight. I'm just going to...
Yeah.
Just
Wolfgang will put the bookmark back where it was and then just toss it away.
Puts on his nightcap and drinks his nightcap.
Yeah, you put on your nightcap. T-Wig, what are you doing at this time as Wolfgang has decided to spend his time studying?
I'm going to find the quietest, most empty room in this house.
There are several rooms that are very empty. Easiest one you know is on the first floor. There's a room that rarely goes used by anyone. Seems like it seems almost like a storage room in this house. Like there's just things there, like trunks full of various materials, some of which Jamat probably uses in his tinkering, some of which are just various kits and odds and ends.
Okay, I'll go there.
Yeah, no real comfy place to sit or anything, but it's a nice, dark, quiet room.
I'm just going to sit on one of the trunks and just stare at the wall.
You stare at the wall to the point where, if you stare at like a static image long enough, your vision starts fading to black. It just starts doing that. Anything in particular you're looking to do with this? Or are you just going into your rest mode?
Rest mode with maybe some introspection.
Okay, go ahead and roll an insight on yourself.
22.
It's a feeling gnawing in the back of your head. I mean, you felt it since you walked past that room, and you feel it every time you walk past the room, but just down the hallway from where you are is Wolfgang's study. And every time, no matter what it is, you've always felt ill about trying to go in there for some reason. Something has always bothered you about that room.
What has it so? What in there has us so worried?
I stand up and I will go towards that room.
You feel this emptiness kind of welling in your gut as you walk into it. Like you've never felt this. It's like your head starts feeling a little bit light, and all you can focus on is this hollow feeling in your stomach as if it's quivering, but you don't even have a stomach. It's like your beehive is like doing a fucking rave right now. But they're just bees. They're just making honey.
Are you going to leave me if I go in here?
Your hand is actually kind of shaking as you're lifting it up and reaching towards it.
Did you know him?
Go ahead and insight.
14.
You feel this sort of coldness wash over you. Almost like it's a little, like, it's this panicked, sad sort of feeling that you're not familiar with. Mostly because you're not familiar with many emotions outside of just having awoken them.
I open the door and I step inside.
Give me a quick wisdom check. As a
14.
image flashes before your eyes. You see this image of this man that he's dressed like Wolfgang. His hat, it has a bit of a wider brim to it. He's slumped down, like you see him just sitting there behind the desk, slumped down, blood oozing down his white crest shirt and jacket. And you feel this immense sorrow and panic begin to overtake you as you start to scramble to get back out of this room. You close the door behind you worriedly.
Were we there? Was that a memory or a dream? What happened?
You're unsure.
What do we do?
You just feel this like this tingly feeling running throughout your entire frame. Like you're focusing on something, but it's fuzzy. And you can't quite seem to get all of your thoughts in a row. You're having a panic attack.
I am going to run out of the house and try and get some quote-unquote fresh air, but I can't breathe.
Yeah, you slam open the door, almost forgetting to close it behind you. Wolfgang has gone to bed. Wolfgang, go ahead and roll a perception check to see if you hear this clattering downstairs.
Okay. 21.
Yeah, you're on edge after the actions of the night. You pull your gun out from under your pillow, and you instantly go downstairs to check. Everything seems to be okay in the house, but you can't find T-Wig, who is now... Basically, you've made your way out to the park by the Whistlestein Spire, just because it's the closest thing to nature you know that's within running distance of the house, and you're just kind of crouching and rocking yourself in front of one of the small ponds in one of the quarters of the circular garden.
They left the door.
Stop!
They left the door open?
No, T-Wig closed it.
Oh.
They had enough knowledge to close it, but after you do your sweep of the house, you realize the only thing missing is T-Wig.
Shit. Alright, I'm going to exit quietly. I'm going to go looking for T-Wig.
All right. Go ahead and do a survival check to see if you can track T-Wig.
7.
So it's basically just going to be up to your best guess as to where T-Wig might have gone.
Knows T-Wig likes nature.
But you also have to consider the events of today and all the things you talked about.
T-Wig's smart. They were gonna go try and see Wallace. They wouldn't have tried to wake me up. Or they would have tried their best not to wake me up. I'll go checking around in like parks and stuff.
All right. I'll say with the survival check you have, it'll take you a bit to get there, but T-Wig, you've slowly but surely gotten that feeling out of your body as you've just sort of stared at the water, just watching as frogs swim around in it.
I make sure to splash the water and I'll actually use control water, my cantrip, just to make sure the water doesn't have a reflective surface on it.
Yeah, it ripples a lot, and the frogs are having a bit of an issue swimming through it, but it's making an actual kind of a nice pattern as you're looking at it. It's almost a little peaceful, just this Zen garden of water shapes.
Why don't we just focus on this? No more of this emotion nonsense. Maybe just let it go. Let the natural order take its place. Stop interfering. I was made to help, but not here. So just stop.
You feel yourself as if you're your normal self. And you hear some footsteps coming down the pathway of the park. And when you look up, you see the face of the elven girl Venariel looking at you. Oh, it's you.
Hi.
I'll stand up and dust off my pants.
She gives a bit of a yawn. Oh, what brings you here at this hour?
Self-reflection.
I kick a rock into the water.
Sploosh. A couple of frogs swim away and after being startled by the rock. I like to come out here too, and I'm having trouble. You don't sleep, do you?
I can't, no.
I don't sleep much either. My kind doesn't really. It's strange.
Elves.
Not many of us left these days. But we can still get tired. Wolfgang, you catch up at about this time. You see T-Wig speaking with Venariel. Oh. Hello, Mr. Connolly.
Mario. So you found T-Wig.
Yes. Seems like T-Wig just needed a little time to themselves to reflect. This is probably a bad time, but I may have a favor I need to ask of you.
I look over to T-Wig. I want to insight to see how they're doing.
T-Wig, if you wish to hide how you're feeling, go ahead and roll some deception.
No, I'm not going to hide how I'm feeling. I don't know how to.
All right. So I'll just say that if you roll above a 10, you can get a pretty quick read.
Give me a 22.
Yeah, you get this idea that something has startled T-Wig to the point that T-Wig needed to dart out of the house as best they could. Like something happened. You're obviously it wasn't anything physically endangering, but it was something that troubled them. I'm sorry, this is a bad time, I'm sure. I can speak to you tomorrow. It seems you have much on your mind.
That'd probably be for the best scenario. Yeah. Tomorrow.
I just find it a bit of kismet that you would end up here, of all times.
Maybe you could give me the gist.
My great-great-grandmother, I think she's on her last days. It was only a matter of time, certainly. Even us, we do not live forever, and I understand this, and she helped me make peace with this some time ago. However, the book, our family's spell book. Back when you informed us of Mr. Loxley's plans, she made an effort to secure it within our walls. Unfortunately, she may have secured it a little too well, as nobody knows its whereabouts. And in her state, we cannot reach her. I know it's much to ask, especially with what you are going through. But that book may be the only way for us to truly find a way to get the king back.
I think I remember. Was she there during the whole debacle?
Yes, she and I, we were summoned immediately to assist in the restraining process. With my father away being the emissary to Mitternacht in the north, it fell on me as the ranking arcane member of our family to assist her. And her as the matriarch, we... Thank you again for your assistance there. I feel we would have perished without you, both of us.
No need to thank me. It was just...
No, there is
doing my
absolutely
duty.
need to thank you. I know that the lady can be cold and Horatio can be quite the opposite. But your actions, your deeds, they have been marked and noted. And I just wish to express my gratitude personally.
Or nothing. I'm just making sure everybody out there stays alive, you know.
I was born...
I'll see what I can about the book.
My family speaks very highly of the Connollys and their efforts. They say, some claim that you're simply monster hunters, but my father knew you lot as investigators. Your grandfather specifically, I didn't really get to know the man. I was barely 10 years old when he passed. But
Yeah.
I know he was a fine man who assisted not only my family, but the royal family and many of those around town with many tasks. I do not ask this lightly, but Lady Tia is quite desperate to get her brother back, and she's trying to enlist the services of Mr. Loxley. I may not be able to entirely talk her down, but if, at the very least, I would know that you are there as well, perhaps we could at least keep the book safe from him. I do not know what his plans are.
That I am all over.
Thank you.
I'll do what I can.
I will see to it that the lady sends for you as well.
I'm just
Thank
going
you
to
for
start
taking this
staring
burden.
at the water.
There's one more thing you should know.
What's
Your
that?
prisoner, Mr. Captain Wallace. There may be complications.
We heard he tried to kill himself.
Yes. But there's a little more to it. You see, I was on my way to interrogate him, to assuage his mind and make sure that he was amenable to the conversations that were going to be had, and the panic that arose around his cell as I was approaching. Well, the image that I found was burned in my mind, and I warn you, it's probably easier to show you, but it's a tad grisly. And she begins casting essentially a illusion spell, and behind her, or between you and her, a field of vision pops around you. You see yourself standing in Wallace's cell.
I am not going to watch this. I'm turning around. Yeah, no.
That is
Turn off eyes.
perfectly understandable. As you look around, you see a pool of blood at the bottom of his bed. It looks like he had used a sharp edge of a bedpost to attempt what he attempted. And on the wall, behind his shriveled over body, you see scrawled in blood, "Do not believe the lies. Do not believe their witchcraft. Save me, Lord Kench." Nariel waves her arms, and the vision disappears. I'm sorry.
Fuck. This is bad. He's a majority of our evidence against Kench.
And in his current situation, he still will be. I will oversee his interrogation personally. If I have to drag it out of him myself, I will. I know that you and Denier, even Asmo, you wouldn't have done what is being claimed, not of your own volition. We will get to the bottom of this, and yes, well, Denier not being here is problematic in truly getting to the truth. If what you say is true, I will get what I can out of this man.
Just don't hurt him.
I have no intention. The magic I intend to use would cause no physical harm, and I will do my best not to affect his mind. But if he resists too much, there are complications that can arise. All I ask is that you trust in my skill, my ability to see it through, just as I am trusting you with my family's future.
Very well. I trust you, Venaria.
And I trust you, Mr. Connolly. Wolfgang.
I'll reach out and I'll shake her hand.
She shakes your hand. If you do hear from Denier, give him my best.
I will.
He's quite good at protecting himself from scrying.
That he is.
Let him know how much he's improved. Even I'm unable to see where he is. Well, it's late, and if I can find this book before anybody else, maybe that would be for the best anyway. I'm going to get back to it. Have a good night.
You as well.
She gives you a warm, gentle smile and starts heading back toward the spire, and you see her kind of phase out of reality as she appears to walk through some sort of invisible wall.
I'll turn to T-Wig. You left the house in quite a huff.
I was upset.
About Wallace?
About a lot of things.
Want to talk about him?
I hate the nights where I feel hollow inside. I feel just so empty and out of place. And at night, my mind wanders into the unknown, and I return only with sadness, like half dreams. I hate that the only thing I have at night is just loneliness. And the only thing that I feel is just darkness. I hate it all. And I don't like what hate is. Wolfgang, I'm not part of the natural order anymore.
What are you talking about? Of course you are.
Look at me. No, I'm not.
Not about what you look like, what you're made of. About what you do. Look at you. You're making friends with feeding them. I saw you make those honeysuckle. You got it. Lord knows how many bees inside of you, and more importantly, you're helping crops to grow. You are affecting nature. You are a part of the natural order, T-Wig.
But this...
I take off my faceplate and I throw it in the fucking lake.
In front of you, Wolfgang, you see what appears to be a bunch of gears and lines pulsing with a blue arcane energy that you now realize T-Wig didn't really have eyes, so to speak, as there are two like black orbs behind where the eye plate, or like the eye holes are, and all of the blue that you had been seeing from the eyes were just this ambient blue arcane energy flowing through this face as these tubes are just pumping an unknown plasma-like substance all around.
Wolfgang will... Wait, do I even have this cantrip? I don't. I'll reach into the... I'll reach for T-Wig's mask.
You find it easy enough. Pick it up. It has a little bit of mud on it.
I'll press the digitation that off.
It is now sparkly and clean on both sides.
I'll just hold it and look at it for a bit.
That's not what I look like.
And I get that you're upset by that.
It's not me. It's not us.
You keep saying us and we. Do you know what that's about?
I stole it. I'm borrowing and stealing. Their emotions and now soon their memories. Before I woke up, there was someone already here. They just made room.
You mean your shell, for lack of a better term?
When my heart was put in, I found them. And I guess I took them in. But we argue a lot. And things don't always work. We get frustrated and mad. And then we actually feel that, and it's confusing.
Well, you can't help what you feel. Anger, hate, frustration, happiness, sadness, joy. All of that's a part of being alive. Whether you believe it or not, you're alive.
Maybe that's why I want to help as much as I want to prove I am.
You're a good egg because of it.
I am not an egg, I am T-Wig.
That's right. I'll go ahead and I'll try to affix the faceplate back on the T-Wig.
Alright. I'll say it's easy enough to reaffix. This thing was meant to be removed relatively easily. You just kind of pop it back in there. You got a few little notches that you press in. And yeah, just eyes glow once again.
What do we do?
About feeling unhappy? Or about one of the grander things that we're dealing with right now?
About Kench, about Wallace. I've seen that pyre. I know it's there.
You mean the pyre they burned sorcerers on? Yeah. Kench has a lot to answer. And I'm gonna see to it that he does.
Wallace, we can't help him anymore, can we?
If Venarial can pull the answers out of him, and if the dragons know that Venarial is trustworthy, and they can believe the words that he says, Wallace is our key to getting Kent. Once that's done, he can go back to his family.
If he still has a family.
Doesn't do any good talking like that. I can't predict the future. I can't talk to people from across the bloody world like Denair can. But I know what family means.
Wolfgang, if through all this, if Wallace doesn't help, if we are told not to do anything, what do we do then? Do we sit down? Do we comply?
The motto, the Caelum Diaboli, and I guess the Connolly family, is as we live, no evil shall stand. Kench needs to be brought to justice. If that means we need to become pariahs, wipe that scum off the earth. I've endured the exile before. And I can do it again.
I give a nod.
Let's find Asmo. Let's figure out what we're going to do.
Well, not tonight. First of all, I don't even know where Asmo is.
Not
Secondly,
tonight.
he might be being followed by assassins.
What?
No.
And
He
Wolfgang will fill you in on the way back home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we go to the bathroom?
Yes, now is a pretty good time to take a break. Yeah, we'll be right back!
I'm upset!
Asmo, the, tinging from downstairs has ceased, but you're awoken by a clattering that goes on that happens downstairs.
Can I wake up and look down?
Yeah, you see a light, different from the candlelight. This one seems little brighter, almost as if it's from a lantern, kind of emanating from behind the forge. And you hear some rustling.
Mr. Stone Knuckles, everything okay?
Asmo.
Help
You.
Asmo jumps off immediately down onto the ground. Is it Garrick?
Yeah, as you come around the corner, you hear the shifting of stone as he's pulling a chain that closes up a section of the floor behind the forge, and then lays the chain in kind of a groove in the stone and throws a rug over it.
What's going on, dude? Where the fuck were you?
Asmo's gonna shove him a little bit.
Sorry. I was there.
You were?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. Why didn't you... Are you okay?
I'm fine, I'm just... It's been a night.
Oh, I'd love to hear what happened.
He walks over to a chest, pops it open, and pulls out an ale. You notice he does not have his mask on right now, or his helmet on right now.
Okay.
The cowl. He pulls a cork, thunk, out of a bottle of ale, and just kind of sits down at a table.
Where to begin?
Oh, I think you could start from when you left your house. Which, by the way, I walked past, dude. Someone tried to break in. I think.
That's why I came here. I wanted to make sure. So, I left my place, came by here to grab my materials. Then I headed out and hung out on the rooftops by your place. Obviously, in my situation, I couldn't be seen following you.
It's true.
So I stuck to the roofs and the alleys, and eventually, watching you go down into the sewer, tried creeping along in some of the side pipes. I've spent many a night down there, so I'm familiar with a lot of the passages. I couldn't quite see everything that was going on in that meeting. I saw that you were being attacked, but you didn't seem to fight back.
No. That's a death sentence right there. In that situation, there were 4 guys. And we had 4 too, but we didn't know how strong they were. Besides, they now know me, and they now know I have this. They now know of me, so to speak. So, there's that now.
I didn't overhear everything you were saying, but everything seemed to calm down. I saw the exchange take place, and I followed the 2 guys. I wanted to see where they were heading.
Yeah. How'd that go?
It went well. They had no idea I was there.
Perfect.
I followed them through twists and turns, and eventually they jumped down a cistern. Well, I wasn't going to lose them, so I followed.
Is this where things...
Me there?
They spotted you?
No, not yet.
No. Oh, yet? Oh, shit.
We'll get there. There's another layer to the sewers down there. Just something where the water flows back out into the lake. But there's also a lot of fissures in the ground, a lot of cave openings.
You mean like the actual caves, like naturally made?
Yeah.
Like,
some old, some new.
And they're broken into the underground now?
Yeah. I followed them. There was a narrow cave passage. I eventually snuck through them and into a, how to describe it? It was like some sort of horrific holding cell. There were people everywhere, they all seemed like they were out of their minds. They were all on something.
Was it?
Asmo thinks about what happened at that one warehouse.
It might have
Was
been
it
that. They might be guinea pigs or something.
What are they planning?
I couldn't follow them that much further.
No. Sounds... You already got a lot immediately. You got a route to a very, very special place. How many people?
Dozens.
Shit.
Maybe more.
All in one cage or multiples?
There are a lot of cages down there.
Yeah, okay. Jesus.
The worst of it was this feral screaming I heard down the way. Around a corner, I couldn't stop my curiosity. It was like an emptied out, hollowed cistern, and it was just full of people tearing at each other. Like monsters. Like biting throats. Men tearing each other apart. I had to make my exit. But that's when I saw him. Or moreover,
Who?
that man in the mask.
What was
He's
his name again, Nick?
dangerous.
I don't have a pen on me right now.
The nickname you heard him being called was Fume by Flux, but you don't know his true name.
Yeah, his name is Fume. At least is what it was referred to as.
Lines up his true name, as I've uncovered, is Fumidin. Fumidin Flamoxidae.
Do I know that name?
It's cool.
I would say without a very good history check, probably not.
I'll just, for story reasons, I won't do it. I've never heard of him before.
Never heard of him.
He's relatively new, but he's very dangerous. He caught me as I was leaving.
Fuck.
Asmo puts his
had
hands
to.
on his head like shit.
There's more.
Oh, fun.
I had to
boy.
strike just to get past him, but every time I hit him, this burst of gas would... Well,
He pulls out he holds out his hand.
I was wearing a iron gauntlet before,
And you can see that there's like all this rusted, seared metal on his hand, and his hand's kind of bubbling with scar tissue.
Jesus.
I don't know what this man is, but I wasn't ready for him.
That doesn't even sound like a man. Sounds like something else.
Maybe. I got away. I was chased. I don't know how long they're going to be able to stay in that spot. I mean, there aren't many places that can hold the kind of stuff that they're doing down there. I feel like whatever timeline that we have on saving those people, we probably have less than a week.
Oh, this one's gonna be a lot easier to convince Wolfgang of, that's for sure.
I bet.
It took some convincing, buddy. Yeah, he is a cavalry. Besides, a gun scares the shit out of people every time they see it.
I don't think many people have seen it in action.
Exactly. Holy shit. Well, we found one of their spots. Not their main base, though, right? Doesn't sound very lived in. Sounds like very rudimentary. They can just burn it and go.
I don't know. I followed them down there. This might be it. This might be where the free traders are experimenting, are creating these horrific weapons.
So why are the Deadeyes working with them, though? That's the $1 million question.
I don't know.
Million
Can't
killed
for
it.
the life of me figure it out. I mean, the Deadeyes aren't just some random hired muscle. There must be something. There
No,
must be so much more to this.
the free runners are their hired muscle.
Well, the Fey runners are just there to acquire things.
Sorry,
I knew
the-
what you meant. It's been a long night.
It has been. Oh boy. Under a week, huh?
That's being generous. I don't know how quickly they're going to try to get out of there. I'm thinking the longer we wait, the less we're going to be able to save.
We can't send a raid. They'll know it's coming a mile away.
No, and they'll know immediately that wherever
If he
this
ca-
information
if
came
he-
from.
If he caught you, they're gonna move it. An intruder in their space, they're gonna move immediately. Like... shit.
I might have fucked this one up real bad, Asmo.
No, don't.
This was the one big lead.
No! Here's the thing. They're digging around in those tunnels below ground. We know they're down there no matter what. It's a matter of waiting and finding them. Fuck. You know nothing goes perfectly.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That was the case, I wouldn't have got stabbed tonight.
You took it like a champ, though.
Well, thank you. It hurt like shit.
Trust me, I know.
Same girl, too. So, woman. Sorry. She's one of the main hired hired agents of the Deadeyes. So, mindful of her and this Fume, you calling him?
Fumidin.
Fumidin.
And that's the name he gave himself anyway, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's clearly not his name.
I'm gonna see what I can dig up on the man.
You know
See
how
if I
you're
can
the
find
Wraith?
anything about him.
You know how you're the Wraith?
Yeah.
And when you put on the mask, you're the Wraith. When he puts on his mask, he's Fumidin. At least that's my thought.
A little countermeasure, huh?
Which leads me to mean it's a good chance he's someone very special.
He's strong. I know that much.
That is very, yeah.
I need to, get myself set with some new gear.
Yeah, you and me both. I actually got my one blade, the ice one.
Yeah, that one that keeps scarring everybody up with.
Yeah, okay. Bad timing on that one when I gave it away to try and fix it. Turns out it was broken.
Really?
Not supposed to freeze up your hand like that.
Huh.
So I gave it up. So now I got the fire ant and blast knuckle. Should be okay with this.
He kind of marvels at the little contraption on your wrist there.
Yeah, I know, right? I haven't even got a chance to bust this bad boy up, but I was tempted to smack her right in the face with it. Oh, God.
Well, if you had, I would have had to have jumped in.
That could have gone very bad. But now we know where those people are.
Exactly.
That means we can, when you save people in the middle of doing shit that's a little bit sketchy, you get away with so much. Uh-oh. It's called the silver lining.
I feel like I've been riding that line for a while.
Oh, you totally have. You've broken so many laws.
I mean, not that many, not as many as you.
No, you've broken a lot. You're catching up.
Not broken.
You are
nearly
catching
as
up.
a little, but still, you got a damn
You
good
sweet,
start.
innocent cinnamon bun. You are catching up so quickly. I'm so proud of you.
Not that quickly.
Oh, boy.
Look,
Leaps and bounds.
He just kind of
Yeah.
takes a sip out of his ale.
There you go. That's. Yeah.
I'll talk to the others. Thinking about actually heading out of town here pretty soon, too. Might be a good time to time and possibly hit that and then leave town. Perfect. They can't get mad. If I do that, they'll know it's me. So,
Asmo kind of.
well,
is that mask? Yep. I might need that mask of yours.
I'll see what can be done.
That's good because I made contact with them. The more information I find out, I'm a capable hand. I know some stuff they need to know, but if I go busting their business, I'm in deep shit. So I need a cover.
Don't go thinking for a second that I'm not going to be down there, though.
Be as the Wraith or as Garrick, the great city police officer.
If they see a cop around there, if they even smell a cop, they're going to know something's up. I mean, where would I have gotten that information?
Well, if you need another mask, how much will that cost? Because I
don't know.
I met Stone Knuckle of the Stone Knuckle family.
You mean broken? Yeah, he runs
Yeah.
the forge here. I'll see if I can get him to set you up with something. Something to maybe make you not look so...
I would just say it.
like
Handsome. You can just say handsome, it works. Here's the thing. How much gold would you need for that?
I'll talk to him.
Alright. Because I got a bunch.
Just so you know, anything coming out of here, it's not necessarily going to be enchanted. That'll be
Oh, it's fine.
something that you have to take care of elsewhere, but
I unfortunately know a guy.
you always seem to. Anyway, I gotta get some sleep in me in order to do my goddamn job tomorrow.
Yeah. By the way, I'm totally the one who fucked up your front door.
You motherfucker.
He's
There we
kind of
go.
like palms his face.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go sleep in my bed then.
I was sleeping in it earlier, so sorry if it smells like me.
I meant my home bed. He opens up the front door to the forge.
All right, cool, Asmo. You can stay here. Thanks, dude. And Asmo crawls up.
Look, if you want to stay here, you can stay here, but
Ain't got nowhere else to stay. Besides, Wolfgang's said no coming to. I know, not staying at his house for the next little while.
alright,
Can't blame him.
you can stay here if you want. Don't you have a place? Or are you...
Oh, please. I do. The last time I went, but let's be honest here, that's gonna be like, it's gonna be so watched. Oh my god.
Great, so let's leave my place watched.
I came here. Okay.
Alright.
Have a good night's sleep, Garrick.
You too, Asmo.
And he closes the door, and you can hear like a latch close behind as he turns the key in the lock.
Asmo kind of just lets out some breath.
Riding this line. Oof.
That's probably it for me. Just go back to bed.
Yeah, you drift off to bed. And as you do so, this feels as natural a place as any to call it for the evening.